Director. Make some noise for Calvin Becerra.
Hey, this a rolling, not a stop. Watch.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a seat. Thank you. My time is already counting down. So, done. Okay. Thank you, thank you. To all my friends in Italy, my family, my team, I love you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, if you guys would have saw me backstage, I was pacing and pacing, preparing for this speech today. I had friends that came up to me and said, hey, you're a pro at this. You already know how to explain the invitation. Why are you so nervous? Why are you pacing? And I feel it's my responsibility, no matter what I speak about, to deliver something powerful to you guys. I'm not just a distributor in this company, but I consider myself a brand. And I want you guys, when you know that I'm on stage, I want you to know that I'm going to deliver something great for you guys, okay? Thank you. So I want to start my presentation first talking about the three types of networkers that we have in this profession. You have the posers, the amateurs, and the professionals. Now, the posers, that's 80% of distributors, by the way. Posers are the distributors that treat this business like a lottery ticket, okay? They want to put in the least amount of work but have the most amount of results as their outcome, and that's just not gonna happen. When they put the list together, it's maybe 5 or 10 people, and when they speak to 2 or 3 people that tell them no, they already say the business doesn't work and they quit. That's 80% of people in this profession. Then you have the amateurs. The amateurs are the people who just want to get lucky. They're the ones who want to sign up that monster distributor that they think is going to take them straight to the top. They're the ones that rely on timing. They want to get in early. They're the ones that rely on positioning. They want to know, who should I enroll with? Does she have a better position than me? Where can they place me in their organization? Those are the people who build the list of 100 people long, but they don't ever set out to develop any skill sets, and they go through that list so fast, and their biggest fear is always running out of people to talk to. And then you have the professionals. Are there any professionals in here? Okay. Everybody raises their hand, but are you really acting like a professional? Those are the people who are focused on first developing skill sets to get the determined outcomes. They're the ones who rely on the principle in Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers, about 10,000 hours. In order for you to become a professional in anything, in order for you to get the results in anything, you have to be willing to put in your 10,000 hours. Have you really put in your 10,000 hours? These are the people who are never afraid of running out of people, because their focus is always on building new relationships, making new people, building that active candidate list that you learn about in the book Go Pro by Eric Worre. Professionals set out to becoming a professional. And professionals set out to develop some skill sets. One of them, the most important, which is the gateway skill, the invitation. That's the most important skill of a professional, and should be the most important skill for you. First, you have to decide on which type of person you are when you go out and start inviting prospects to look or see your opportunity. Are you a hunter or are you a farmer? The hunters, they go out there with a target on every prospect they come into contact with. And they want every single person just to do one of two things: become a customer or a distributor. That's all they care about. And what they do is they make everyone feel like they're a target. People get annoyed and they don't want to come around you anymore. Those are the hunters. And then you have the farmers. The farmers are the ones that go out with the intention not of just getting someone to become a distributor or a customer. They're the ones that go out with the intention of building relationships, developing friendships, having meaningful relationships, cultivating the relationships, building trust within the prospects before they do the next two important things, which is invite them to a meeting or a presentation and then share with them a tool or a product. Those are the farmers. we should all focus on becoming farmers in this business, because we will have a lot better results that way. Now, when you set out to start inviting, getting people to see your business or getting people to join you, you have to understand that there are 4 different emotions of inviting. The first emotion is you must emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. You have to disconnect yourself from the outcome in this business, okay? Because your focus is not on enrolling a new distributor or enrolling a new customer. Your focus is just on helping the new prospect understand and become educated about what it is you do and what your product is and what your company is about. It's just education and understanding first, and then you could follow up and move them from exposure to exposure to exposure. The second emotion is be yourself. So many people in this profession try to be someone they're not. They try to be someone else. They try to be the doctor, the scientist. They try to be the millionaire that they're not. They try to be the successful entrepreneur that they've never been. Just be yourself, because you're gonna make people feel uncomfortable if you're not yourself. Bring some passion. Enthusiasm is contagious. Energy is gonna give you the best outcome in this business. People are gonna be attracted to your energy. So be enthusiastic about what it is you have in your hands. And then have strong posture. What I've noticed about successful people is they are bold, confident, and strong. You have to have strong posture. Now, I want to get into the invitation formula for success. This is the formula for your invitation. 8 simple steps. You can read about them in GoPro. You can learn about them in there. Okay, the book by Eric Worre. 8 simple steps. The first step is just to be in a hurry. Remember, this should only take you 3 minutes to make an invitation to every prospect. And as you practice and practice and practice, and you build that active candidate list, this will become second nature to you. First step is to be in a hurry, okay? Because people are attracted to people who are busy. People who have a lot going on. They want to be that person. So be in a hurry. For example, if someone's in a hurry, they'd say, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important I reach you. I have a ton of stuff going on, but I'm glad I caught you. Okay? Or you could say, now isn't the time to get into this, but, okay? That's how you'd be in a hurry. And the second step is to compliment the person. People love to be complimented because most people are never complimented at all. So when you compliment a person, what it does is it opens them up to being receptive to what it is you're sharing with them, or what it is you're going to ask them, or what it is you're going to talk to them about. So you could say, maybe it's to someone you know, you could say, you've been very successful and I've always respected the way you've done business. That's a good compliment. Or you could say, you've always been supportive. You've always been supportive of me and I appreciate that so much. How about, you have an amazing mind for business and can see things others don't see. Or you're super sharp. What do you do for a living? You have to think of these different types of scripts, okay? And then you make the invitation. And the invitation is simple. There are 3 types of invitations, okay? There's the direct approach, there's the indirect approach, and there's the super indirect approach. Now the direct approach, this is used when you're inviting people to learn more about an opportunity for them, okay? So this is usually for your friends or people that you know, people that you're close to. And when you make that invitation, you'd say something like this. When you told me you hated your job, or you needed a new house, or you needed to make more money, were you serious? Or you could say, maybe it's a close friend. I think I found a way for us to boost our cash flow or make more money. Or you could say, when I thought of people who could really have huge success with a business that I found, I thought immediately about you. Or you can ask this question. Let me ask you a question off the record. If there was a business you could start working part-time from your home that could replace your full-time income, would that interest you? Simple questions. Maybe it's someone that you've never met or someone that you just came into contact with in the cold market. And you could say, have you ever thought of diversifying your income? Or do you keep your career options open? Do you plan on doing what you're doing now for the rest of your life? That's the direct approach. And then you have the indirect approach. This is about asking your prospect for help, input, or guidance, okay, maybe somebody that you're afraid to approach. It's someone maybe that you haven't known for a long time, but you'd love to invite them to see your business. You could go to someone like that and say, I've just started a new business and I'm really nervous. Before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practiced on you? Okay, you're just asking for a favor, but in the end, you're showing them your business. I found a business I'm really excited about, but what do I know? You have so much experience. Would you look at it for me if I made it easy on you and let me know if you think I'm making the right decision? Or you could say, a friend told me the best thing I could do when starting a business is to have people I respect take a look at it and give me some guidance. Would you be willing to do that for me if I made it really simple for you? Or how about this one? Maybe you're traveling on a trip and you meet your taxi cab driver or someone at the hotel, and you're in a country that you don't have business in, but you know we're open in. You could say, my company is expanding in your area. Would you do me a favor and take a look at it and let me know if you think it would work where you live? It's a good one. How about, I've started a business with a product I think makes a lot of sense, but I'd like to get your input. Would you be willing to check it out and give me your opinion if I let you try it? Simple. Just be prepared. The third approach, this is the super indirect approach. This approach is usually for people who are very successful or wildly successful, people who would be the last on your list that you would talk to. I would call it your chicken list, right? People that you're too chicken to talk to. This is where you use the super indirect approach. And it's really where you take the opportunity away from the prospect right away and you ask them if they know anybody who would be interested in what you have. And in the end, they think, well, what about me? But you take it away from them. So it makes you feel more comfortable to talk to somebody who's very successful and you'd be afraid to talk to. But you could say, the business I'm in clearly isn't for you. But what I wanted to ask, who do you know that is ambitious, money motivated, and would be excited about the idea of adding more cash flow to their lives? Who do you know? They might give you some names, or they might say, well, me first, and then I'll tell my friends. Or you can say, who do you know that might be looking for a strong business they can run from their home? When they start asking you for more information, you can respond with, that makes sense. You'll want to know more about it before you refer someone that you know. And then you can move to the next step, which is step number 4, okay? Step number 4 is, if I, would you? The most important part of the invitation is getting the first response of a yes from your prospect, right? If I sent you a link to a video, would you watch it? If I gave you a magazine, would you take a look at it and read it for me? If I sent you a link to a presentation, would you watch it for me? If I sent you the link to my website, would you check it out? If I invited you to a special invitation-only webinar, would you jump on it? If I invited you to a special invitation-only conference call, would you be willing to get on the call? Someone famous jumped on the screen, right? Okay, and then you move on to step number 5, which is getting the confirmation. This is the second yes now. After they said, yes, sure. If I would, you, sure I would. Then what you do is you get the confirmation number 1, get a time commitment. When do you think you could do that? When do you think you could take a look? When do you think you could jump on the call? When do you think you could check out the website? Let them respond. Don't give them a time that you're going to call them. Let them respond to you. They're checking their schedule already. And then they're going to give you a day or a time when they will. They've set the appointment, okay? Now, confirmation number 2, confirm the appointment. So if I called you on Wednesday, you've taken a look at it, right? So they're going to set the appointment for you. And then confirmation, right? So if I called you sometime later in the day on Tuesday, you'll have watched it for sure, right? So if I call you on July 2nd when you get home from vacation, you'll have watched it for sure, right? You're getting those commitments from them. 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses now, okay? And confirmation number 3, what is the best number and time to call you? They've basically said yes 4 times now to you, and the chances of them being educated and understanding of what it is you're sharing with them now goes from 5% to 80%. Imagine the outcome when you do the invitation the right way. And then the last step, get off the phone as quick as you can. You're in a hurry, right? Remember, you're in a hurry. Okay, great. We'll talk then. Gotta go. Expect in your email. I'll send you the link, whatever it is. That is the invitation formula. And from there, when they've looked at something, if they've watched something, or they've jumped on a call, you now focus on moving them from exposure to exposure to exposure until they've made that decision to do what? to enroll with you as a distributor or become a customer. And that could be moving them to showing them the plan, sharing with them product, sharing with them another video to answer a question they have, inviting them to a meeting with your upline or with some teammates so they can see social proof, right? Inviting them to a webinar or getting them to jump on a call, or meeting one-on-one or two-on-one. Okay, that's what you're doing. The invitation starts the process. The follow-throughs and follow-ups take them to the next exposure. But the fortune is in the follow-up. Your business is not about inviting someone to see your business or try your products and then signing them up. Really, that's where it starts, but it's not where it ends. It's following up, following up, following up, following up. You cannot stop doing that. You have to focus on that, because by the time they say yes, they already have an understanding. They've already been educated. They're not someone who joins with you and is lost and doesn't know what to do. They've had the perfect example of how to get someone started in this business. And I want to close with this, a quote by my favorite baseball player of all time, United States national pastime, baseball, the great Babe Ruth. He says, "You just can't beat the person who never gives up." Never give up, my friends. I love you. Good luck. God bless.